Hello there guys, and welcome to the daily update. Well, yesterday we saw the end of the JSC interviews, and it ended with the last man, Raymond Zondo. Now, since Tuesday we've been watching, looking at the guys being grilled. They were hoping to get this position of the Chief Justice. It's a big position, the last number of the positions. Now they are done, and it's going to be deliberation today, being Saturday. From there, the recommendation is given to President Ramaphosa, who's the one to decide on who is the right candidate to be able to take that position of the CJ. Now, they can come with the recommendation, but at the end of the day, it's up to him. He can decide a different person from the recommendation he received from them. And I believe each one of us has a certain individual in the head to say that we want to see this person being given the position, or this person deserves it. If you look at it, there were 4 people, and from my side, I have a certain individual who I think they could give that position. And also, I would like to speak about the fact that Ramaphosa would actually look at a certain individual. Firstly, if you look at it, we had the first candidate, who was Madlanga, Justice M.R. Madlanga. He was the first one to be interviewed. And when I look at his profile, Madlanga is actually approaching retirement, and he's looking to be the CJ. He has potential. He has everything that you are looking for in a CJ, and he looks like someone who can actually lead that position. When he was being interviewed, he stood up his ground, and he made sure that whatever they were trying to find out from him, any weakness, he didn't show. But for me, Madlanga, I don't think is the perfect guy to get the position. I actually don't think he can lead it. He has potential, but not this one. And the next one was President MML Maya, the only lady among the 3 men who were chosen. And I think she did the best. When she was questioned, she did so good. But there were moments where I felt like she's pushing that 50-50 narrative. Maybe it's because they were asking that question from her. They wanted to find out how she feels about the fact that women should lead. And I felt like most of the time, it was more focused on whether women should lead and less focused on her. I think it could be a disadvantage to her, because there was an opportunity to focus more on her and less on whether she's a woman or she's a man or they are men, whatever that. It was more it should have been more focused on the on the qualities rather than the gender. And they were focusing more on the gender. But looking at her, I think there is too much potential in this lady. There is too much potential. We can have the first female CJ. Not because she's a woman, but because she has so much potential, and age is on her side. If you look at her career, she went from at the bottom to the top, fighting, studying, making sure that she acquires all the necessary experience and all the necessary qualification for this job. I'll put her aside before I make my decision. And then you have Mr. Mlambo, Judge President D. Mlambo. The same as the previous gentleman. I think he did well. He has credential. He can lead this position. But 2 things that I felt like they might be against him. The first one is the fact that the allegations of corruption and favoritism against him, and also the big one, the sexual harassment allegations. Listen, they might say that there's nothing proven. We can give him the seat. He becomes the CJ. But at the end of the day, as soon as he goes and picks up that chair and sits there, those allegations, they're no longer going to turn into allegations. People are going to start approaching the court of law to say that we want to lay charges against this guy. Now you have a CJ who's fighting charges instead of working the ground, instead of going there and making sure that the judiciary is up to standard. It's a bad look for Ramaphosa. Now he has to go back and say, can you recuse yourself, and then we find someone else who's going to lead this position because you are tainted. That's the issue with Mlambo. Other than that, Mlambo is a good candidate for this position. And lastly, you have Judge Raymond Zondo. Zondo is the guy everyone is looking at. It's the guy to follow on the footsteps of Mogoeng. Everyone knows that Zondo has that potential. But then Zondo, being the deputy of Mogoeng, has this cloud around him, has this cloud chasing him all the way. The cloud of being friends with politicians. He was so close to Zuma. He had meetings with Zuma. He seems to be close with Ramaphosa, according to how Malema puts it. But now, there is no confidence in the fact that you are going to be a good CJ. That we can't dispute. But are you going to be a trusted CJ at the end of the day? That many can say definitely no. So I think this thing of him being a bit closer to the politicians is not a good look. You can't be friends with politicians while you are at the highest office. Now, yesterday, Julius Malema would be raising issues or follow-ups. Then there was Ronald Lamola. Each time Malema speaks or comes up with a follow-up, Ronald Lamola comes and say, no, actually, this and this are like this. It was like a defense in a way. Why are you defending him? What's there to gain from defending Zondo? It's like it was already put there to say that we want this guy to win. Okay, anyway, guys, I think from my side, what I would have loved to see would have been Judge Maya getting the CJ position. Let her learn with the experience. Let her push this office with her experience and what she has acquired. Let her learn her way up in this position. Give it to her and let her muscle herself in this position with this experience she has, and then you're gonna see the best CJ we've ever got in all these years. And then her deputy, there's no other way you can put it. We take Mlambo with his experience and put Mlambo as the deputy of Judge Maya. Let them work on these positions. The rest of the guys, we thank you for your commitment. You can go and retire. That would be how I would view it. But then now, here comes President Ramaphosa decisions. Many of us have our opinions about it, but what I think is that Ramaphosa is going to make it easy. He's going to take Judge President Maya and put her as a deputy because she's a female, and also because he's just preparing her to take office as the CJ. And our obvious person is Judge Raymond Zondo. Raymond Zondo is going to be our CJ, like it or not. I've said it before on another video to say that if you are disputing, or if you think there is a different person that is going to get the job, we can bet on that. I don't have a problem with it because I have full guarantee on the fact that Zondo is the next CJ. We wait to see what he's going to say, but I am quite sure that Zondo is going to get the job. According to what happened yesterday, Zondo is definitely getting the job. And guys, if you have an opinion about this issue, if you have your opinion thinking that who's going to be the next CJ, you are welcome to write on the comments, guys. I will engage with you. And thank you very much for following and subscribing to the channel. Until next time, guys. Thank you.